Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Happy New Year. It's 2023. Welcome to the first episode of this year. We've done this before, of albums that are 50 years old in 2023. Of course, this is the beginning of the year show that we do in January, February, and March, where we take a look back at the albums that are celebrating their 50th anniversaries or 50th birthdays in the new year. Then in February, we'll do the same thing for those that are celebrating 40, and then in March, celebrating 30. We're not going to do the 20 because that's like not that long ago, right? But we're definitely going to do 50, 40, and 30. That's what we do to kick off each and every year for January through March. So what I do is I go and I take a look at all of the albums that came out in now 1973 that are celebrating 50 years old this year, 50th birthdays, and I somehow pick out my 31 favorites out of them, right? Because we've got 31 days in January, so each day I will reveal another of my favorites. They're not in any real order because, as you can imagine, 1973 was a ridiculously amazing year for albums. Whether it be rock, hard rock, blues rock, not really, there's no real metal then, but there's heavy rock, there's progressive rock, there's jazz fusion, there's all sorts of cool stuff. Pop, there's all sorts of things that came out in 1973 that were amazing albums. So what I generally do is I put together an enormous list of all the albums that I really like, and then I whittle it down to 31. And this was such a strong year that there's going to be some absolutely amazing albums that are not even going to make not even going to make the 31 cut, that'll have to be set aside for the honorable mentions. And it pains me to do that because there's like a handful that I'm like, oh, how can I leave them out? But I can't take anything off, right? So, but that's all right. They'll get saved for the honorable mentions. We will mention that, as always, the last day of the month, we'll do like an honorable mention show. But again, these are in no order because it would be impossible to rank these. So I'm just going to kind of haphazardly, I put them all on a list, and I've just kind of haphazardly listed them, and you're going to get a mix. Every day is going to be something completely different. So my album, well, today, day 31, whatever you want to call it, my first selection here was released on April 20th, 1973. Recorded at Trident Studios in London and RCA in New York City, released on the RCA label, produced by Ken Scott and the main guy, David Bowie, Aladdin Sane. One of his classic albums, for sure. This follows up the amazing Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars album, right? This, of course, has the pretty iconic lineup of David Bowie on vocals and a little bit of guitar, harmonica, sax, a little bit of synthesizers and whatnot. Mick Ronson on guitar, some piano, some vocals, Trevor Bolder on bass, Mick Woody Woodmanson on drums, Mick Garson on piano. You got Ken Fordham on sax on the album, Brian Wilshaw also sax and flute. You got on backing vocals Juanita Honey Franklin, Linda Lewis, and G.A. McCormick. An amazing album. Some classic songs on here. This is David Bowie still in his kind of like glam era, right? You got Watch That Man. The album rocks too. Watch That Man. You got Aladdin Sane, title track. Drive-In Saturday. Panic in Detroit. What a killer rock song that is. The Amazing Cracked Actor. You got Time. The Prettiest Star. The remake of Let's Spend the Night Together, of course, by the Rolling Stones. The Jean Genie. Probably the most well-known song on the album. And then Lady Grinning Soul. It's a compact album. It's, just over 30 minutes long. Just pretty much perfect all the way through. It's like there are times where I look back on this period in David Bowie's career, and sometimes this is my favorite album from this period. Well, it depends. They're all really great, but this is obviously a highlight of the glam period. It's an iconic album cover as well. He's looking like Ziggy and everything right there. Things would change shortly afterwards. He would go in a different direction, but that was David Bowie for you, right? He would always try and do something different every couple of years. That was him. So, so this is my first pick for the month of albums that are 50 years old. Happy birthday, Aladdin Sane. Happy 50th birthday, right? It's not quite the exact 50. 50 will be in April, but celebrates 50 years this year. So we've got a lot more coming, right? I've got such a list to go through. So some amazing albums this year. So I hope you tune in each and every day. But this is where you guys get to play along. You guys also need to go and take a look at the list of all the albums that came out in 73 and pick your 31 favorites. So each day you're going to put another album that's on your top 31 in the comments below. So each and every day, we are all going to be listing another one of our favorite albums that turned 50 years old in 2023, celebrating the year 1973. So stay tuned tomorrow for another one, and visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do consider going to the link down below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page, where you can get all sorts of good Sea of Tranquility stuff that you can go wear out there in the wild and help spread the word of SOT. So thanks, everybody. Again, Happy New Year. It's 2023. We'll see you tomorrow morning with another pick as we look to celebrate the albums that are 50 years old in 2023 from 1973. I am Pete Pardo. See you then. Bye-bye.